So, hello, I'm Kath Robertshaw, and this is Marius, and we are here to talk to you about Eyesea.
Oh, sorry, I have a clicker.
It's going well.
Right, so let's keep it simple. Every day, there are 100 million pictures being uploaded to Instagram alone, not counting Facebook, not counting TikTok, and not counting any of the other social medias. 100 million pictures, it's an amazing amount of pictures, isn't it? How long did it take me to take the picture? Anybody can take a guess? It took me about a second, right? That was an easy one. Well, that's why there's so many pictures being uploaded, because it's so easy. But a picture is a lot more than just a picture. A picture is data, and a picture is context. Probably 5 years ago, we didn't know this, but today, we know that with a picture, we can get a lot of information out of it. So with that simple gesture of taking one picture, it took me 1 second, I now have a geoposition. I have coordinates of where that picture was taken. I know how many of you are in that picture because I can run it through an AI system, and I can identify almost how many people was in this room and in that picture. I can see colors, I can see details of the picture and extract that data. I can see the time it was taken, and I can see the size and the distance to the different objects, right? That's quite amazing in just a second. So now let's picture this. Every year, there are about 12 million tons of plastic being dumped into the ocean. That's a lot of plastic. It's so much as 8 million plastic bottles a day. Revent had a nice speech about that as well, so I'm not going to steal their thunder. But what's important is in the Isle of Man alone, we estimate it's about 9 million tons of plastic being generated a year. That is just as much as 22 Boeing 747, to put things in context. But you can't measure what you can't. You can't manage what you can measure, and that's where Eyesea is taking a leap. We've designed an app that basically, by just taking a simple picture, like I showed you before, we're extracting data from that picture about pollution. So we're trying to digitize pollution management. How we're doing this is very simple. A simple picture will give us a coordinate, will give us position, will give us all this information we talked about. And a simple picture will help us build a database of elements that will then allow us to help different places to plan proactive detection with enhancing with technologies like, for example, satellite spectrometry. It will allow us to create an emergency response platform as well, where that picture can then trigger an alert notification to authorities to go and collect it. Not long ago, there was something being reported here on the island. Was a fishing net was stuck in a beach, and lots of people has passed through it and not done much because they couldn't pick it up. It was just too big. We ended up reporting it to the authorities. They took care of it, and it was taken care of. So it was removed, and everything is safe. So that's also reactiveness. But if you don't see it, you don't know about it. So pictures means a lot, not just in data, but also in learning. And that's the most important thing. You learn because you understand the problem. And if you don't see the size of the problem, you're never going to learn about it. So the more information you have, the better it becomes.
So why the Isle of Man? We need to close the loop. We need a caring, nurturing, and forward-thinking environment. And I can think of no better place than the Isle of Man for a case study of the size and magnitude that we want to do. The fact that it's a single nation UNESCO biosphere is fantastic, and all of us should be fabulously proud of that. But that's a label and a title, and there's much more going on beneath the surface in order to maintain that status, in order to evidence and show what we are doing to make sure that we maintain that status. And Eyesea aligns really, really closely with all the UNESCO biosphere criteria. But we'd like to think of that a step further. There are 5 E's that the biosphere talk about, and we'd like to add a 6th to that. We'd like Eyesea to be up there too. Eyesea, that stands for empowerment. because we empower people to be able to map and monitor pollution. Just by taking a single photo, it's the first step in driving change. We can't manage what we can't measure. We need to see the problems. And here on the Isle of Man, with innovative thinking, we basically want to change the way we deal with pollution. Having data involved and having technology involved means that we can change the way that we approach these problems and issues, because it is a global problem and pollution travels. We want to take and put the Isle of Man into a position where we are more proactive, rather than reactive to a problem.
And ultimately, basically, like from a biosphere to other biospheres in the world, you can export this and you can take these ideas further, right? You can help so many people. We have plenty of cases. I mean, if you want to come afterwards, we can talk about it. I can show you examples on many, many different places in the world. But places that they don't have the luxury and the resources that Isle of Man has currently. So we believe, as a non-profit, we believe that Eyesea can do so many good in all different parts of the world. And with the support of the Isle of Man to pioneer this movement, we believe that will be a really interesting approach, like from the Isle of Man to the rest of the world. Put that name up there, and
pave the way.
Pave the way, exactly.
So this is our team. We are global. We are spread all over the world, and we're also we've been doing this a while now. We started our not-for-profit mission 4 years ago. And this is just to show you the basis. We're now in 65 countries around the world. We've got more than 50 partners. We've got more than 5,000 volunteers that are taking images and pictures all around the world. And all of these pictures are starting conversations and driving change. And change within the environment is just so important. We've got school children being involved. We've got coast guards. It just keeps evolving and changing, and we couldn't be more proud. And it's such a simple thing to start and to be a part of, and it empowers everybody. We all have mobile phones. If it wasn't such a large room and there were so many of you, we probably would have asked you to stand up, because we all carry a mobile phone.
Yeah, and one thing it has to be said, we've been backed by the shipping industry. What that means, being backed, it means that we've got access to shipping companies and seafarers that have been helping us out to get ice in the sea. That's why the name comes as Eyesea, because we have seafarers taking pictures out in the ocean, in the middle of nowhere, that people normally wouldn't be able to see. And that's how you create awareness. That's why we rely so heavily on shipping, because it has really taken us very far. Over 30 at-sea ambassadors, 40 shipping companies that have been members of Eyesea, flag states, and the Isle of Man as well, helping us out, and over 80 ambassadors that are helping us spread the word. This has taken us very far, like really, really far as Antarctica, as far as Eastern Island, Galapagos. I know I can name places in the world that are really far away. And last year alone, we've recovered over 750 tons of plastic in all of these places together. So it's technology, the community service, and engagement with all these people has really made a difference.
1 minute.
Thank you. So if you look at this quote behind me, it's really, really important to think about. But I'd like to flip it slightly, because I sort of feel that we can't abdicate responsibility at this time. I don't think that we should leave this to university graduates and to basically people who are starting fresh in their careers. If you're in this room, you're successful, you've made it. And actually, it's people like you that will make a huge difference to us and our non-profit entity. You guys can make the phone calls, you can make the calls, and you can make the call to action. And that's basically what we need now, and to talk about funding, because we're a non-profit and sticky tape and string can only take us so far.
10 seconds.
So I would really like to call upon you to come and talk to us. Obviously, it's a rushed presentation, 10 minutes. They're poking us off with a sharp stick. But we are here, and we would love to share more with you. And together, I think we can change the world.